Hey, hello there. This is Joel Lewis of Startup Dad Headquarters, and I wanted to share this quick post about my battle with perfectionism as a startup dad, and as an entrepreneur dad. And I had a conversation this morning with a really good friend of mine, Mike Ambassador Bruni. We've been buddies since high school, and one of the things he's challenged me or reminded me about what is it that I'm building with Startup Dad headquarters, is really to share and really to inspire one small business launch every single day, by a dad, by dads everywhere. But one of the things that I wanted to, or one of my main focuses with Startup Dad, is to show the journey. One of the quotes that I mention often is, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And my attempt was to share my journey, as I you know built Startup Dad headquarters. And somewhere along the line, I lost focus on that. And really, not that I lost focus, is that I got caught up in my normal habits of being perfect or trying to be perfect. And that's not what my audience needs. That's not what that dad who is thinking about starting his own business, but is afraid to, or don't know how to, or where to go, or how to turn, or think that they need to have X, Y, and Z in order to take that first step. And that's not the case, right? That first step is where you are right now, what you have, and moving forward. Depending, regardless of what business it is that you're trying to get into, what is that first initial step that you need to take? And that was really the focus, and that was really my intentions with Startup Dad headquarters. But my normal tendency is to be perfect, or to try to be perfect. And and I spent the last couple of weeks or months trying to put everything in place, to have Startup Dad look perfect. Um, whenever it is that I started. If any of you have been watching, I did a soft launch on my birthday, which was April 2nd, months ago. Then I did a full launch on July 15th, which is Father's Day. Again, that was cool, a couple months ago. Actually, June 15th, right? June 15th, sorry. June 15th, which is Father's Day, which was a couple of months ago. But yet, I still haven't fully launched Startup Dad headquarters. And that's because I've been allowing perfection um, to get in my way. Getting a perfect mic, getting the perfect audio equipment, video equipment, um, setting up the stage for asking a guest to be on my show, creating email templates, what have you. I've been spending a lot of time. I've been working on Startup Dad headquarters. You can ask my wife. I've been working on it very hard. Um, but I've been working on it on things that not necessarily um, are not important right now. They are important. Eventually, you want that thing to run like a machine. You want that thing to be somewhat perfect or good, right? But I have a tendency of wanting to come out of the box awesome. Um, and that is not always the right approach. And it's definitely not the right approach for a startup dad. You want to start with what you have, whether it's an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, once a week. You want to start with what you have and get going and starting to take those small steps to build your business. So, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that I'm going to pull back the curtains, which was my initial intent. and start sharing with you guys what it is that I have going on with Startup Dad. Um, so what that means is that I'm going to have to go back to April 3rd, right, the day after I did my soft launch, and share with you all the struggles that I've been going through with Startup Dad. Struggles and as well as a lot of successes, right? I don't want to make it seem like it was all painful. It hasn't been easy, but I've come a long way since April 2nd. So let me be brief because one of the things that keeps me from sharing some of these videos with you guys or writing a blog post is that I feel like I need to have this whole thing kind of scripted out, and I hope for for my startup dads out there that you guys can appreciate the rawness of this, the not so perfect aspect of this, and that I can bring you guys along the journey with me and start sharing with you some of these things. So I look forward to chatting with you very soon. I will be posting this on my Facebook page, my Startup Dad HQ Facebook page, as well as my website, startupdadhq.com, and also sharing this on Twitter and what have you. So feel free to reach out on any one of those social media platforms or directly on my website, and I will reach back out and we could start the conversation. I also want to send a shout out to Simon Granner, and he is the founder of Level Up Your Life and Business, simongranner.com. That's Granner and just one M in Simon. You might already know that I'm horrible at spelling, but I was listening to his podcast this morning. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, real quick. Got up at 5 o'clock this morning, which is my normal. Did some household chores, cleaned up, prepared breakfast for my wife and kids. Before I started working on Startup Dad headquarters, and as I was doing those chores, I was listening to the podcast by Simon, and one of the things that they talked about was launching, getting it out there. And the individual he interviewed in that show talked about how he was able to interview Michael Hyatt, which some of you may or may not know, but pretty well known entrepreneur. He's able to interview him with just his iPhone. Yeah, he got an audio interview with him with just his iPhone, and here I am struggling trying to get everything perfect, or thinking that I need to have everything perfect before I could get going. And that is not serving my audience. That is not getting to my goal of inspiring one small business launch every single day uh, by dads everywhere. So from this point, I will work my hardest to get over that need for perfectionism, and just share what I have. So shout out to Simon. Look forward to chatting with you soon. And that's it. This is Joel Lewis of StartupDadHQ.com.